Hey everybody, welcome to the HIT.OR.DIE podcast, episode 80. Here with your hosts, Jake Saldati and Chad Rothford.
80?
80. Episode 80. Who would have thought?
I know, man. Not me. Not me, bro.
Thanks again, everybody out there, for following us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and getting us on our YouTube channel. Go check it out. Subscribe. Also on Spotify, iTunes,
Spreaker, Google Podcast. It's on a bunch of stuff.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah, it's on a bunch of stuff. Just pointed at everything.
Yeah.
So the last episode, previewing kind of the World Series, you made a statement that got some pretty good feedback on on some other platforms. It looks like you ruffled some feathers a little bit.
Yeah, facts do that.
Do you stand by those statements?
100%.
Okay.
And again, it's not everybody. I'm not lumping everybody in there. I probably should have said that.
And let's be clear, you're kind of talking about, because not everybody's privy to all of our conversations, not on this. You're talking about down 3-1. How the attitude shifted to winning the series.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're a diehard fan of a team, you're ride or die, no matter what.
How do you feel about that when because I think was it Hefner was talking about, like fans questioning moves being made, and like that's part of it. But I also saw some stuff, we're going to get into game one game two, about some of the moves that were made and how Roberts handled that pitching rotation for that game. And we'll get into it, but do you have an issue with that? Like when people are calling out their manager sucks or blaming Roberts for losses?
I mean, and everybody says, the Giants fans do it too. Well,
I'm sure. I mean, all fans do it. Like the Yankee fans
when Bruce Bochy was there wasn't a lot of people saying Bochy sucks.
No.
For having losing
I don't
seasons.
Recall seeing that stuff, if that's what you're saying. No.
Because he had teams that were just bad. I mean, he had bad teams. The Dodgers have the best team in the major leagues on paper and through their stats. So it's kind of hard to rip Roberts just because of some stuff he's done in the playoffs in the past and probably going to happen this World Series as well. But again, we don't have the information that is giving him a reason to do what he's doing because he doesn't want to lose. You think he wants to go to 3 World Series and lose 3 World Series?
No, of course not. I don't think most of the Dodger fans think that either. But I'll admit, and I'm guilty of it, I've questioned some of the stuff in the past. And again, like we've been talking a lot lately, I don't know what they know as far as,
But I mean, how many legit fans were like, I'm excited for Kershaw to throw game 2 or game 1.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Game 1?
He threw game 1, yeah.
I'm excited for Kershaw to throw game 1. It's like no matter how he's done in the past in the playoffs, he's still Kershaw.
Yeah.
And he has that chance to go out there and freaking deal like he did. So it's like I want him to have the ball. I want to have faith in my dude. As a fan, that's just the way I think that it should be. But there's always second guessers, and
every team has those
for sure.
Like I was thinking
every
about
fan base does too.
I was thinking about that episode after we finished it, and Yankee fans might be worse. That whole sports city is got to be tough to play in. They were brutal on A-Rod throughout his postseason appearances, and I think there were some things. Was it last year when they're talking about Stanton? So it just depends, really, what sports city you're in or what sports team you're rooting for.
Yeah, and again, it comes down to the fact of you can't do what they do.
No, I'm not one to sit there and criticize what these guys do. But getting into game 1, I think maybe some people were skeptical on Kershaw going and he was fantastic. And I was texting some of my friends like it just goes to show while Glasnow's got some electric stuff and can pump it, it doesn't mean you can get outs. Kershaw was dominant 92, 93, in, out, down, mixing speeds, throwing that slider. He was more effective than the 98 power fastball.
And those guys are big leaguers. So let's get that straight. And they see that every day. So to us on the screen, we're like 98, that's really hard, which it is. It's very difficult to hit. I know for a fact that's a true statement. But seeing that every single day, you're used to it. You're used to hitting 98 miles an hour to 100, and the Dodgers are great fastball hitters. And Glasnow is a 2-pitch guy, and if he doesn't have his curveball working, it's easy for a big leaguer to just take that pitch away and be like, I'm just
eliminate it from what you're looking. Yeah,
So, and don't get me wrong, Glasnow's got electric stuff like you said, but once he figures it out, and John Smoltz said it too on the air, once he figures out a third pitch, he'll be scary.
Yeah, he throws the ball, and it's so effortless. It was an easy 98, it looked like. He's definitely an exciting player coming forward. And I just think that going back to the Kershaw thing, like he figured it out. I mean, it's I wouldn't be afraid to put him in ever. And I don't think his teammates feel that way. I don't think Dave Roberts feels that way. I think that's something that the media pushes really hard on him. Like I told another buddy of ours, on Facebook, he's absolutely what you want out of a teammate and a competitor. So, if they do win, I mean, I'm going to be more so pumped for him, Not that I don't like the Dodger players. I think they're a good club, and whoever wins obviously deserves to win. And then the other difference maker I thought in Game 1 was Mookie Betts. Just him getting on base and just what he does for that offense. He can still 3 bags a game, if not more. It was just, he just made all the difference. What he does on the bases, it's, if he gets on it, it's rough because he can get to second base without anybody swinging the bat. Oh, and then now you got Seager, right? And you follow up with Turner. He's so dynamic.
Yeah. No, he's a great player, and it's just they play the game different in the playoffs. I mean, he could steal bags. He should be doing that more often.
He had a couple games this year where he did do that too. It just, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm sure he's got green lights. I don't know how they incorporate their signs in their offense and stuff, but he had a couple games throughout the year where he'd have 3 or 4 steals in a matter of days, and he's just, the guy is so good defensively, and he made another great play off a ball off the wall, which was probably a single regardless, I think, for who was running, but just, it didn't matter. He wasn't going to chance it. Made a great play, got the ball in fast or quick, and held it to a single. Then you go Game 2, and it was kind of vice versa roles. I thought Snell was really good up until it was like the 4th or 5th when he kind of left some balls up. And
I don't know. I saw 2 pitches of that game.
That's it?
I was a little.
Was that when the response hit from that episode?
Yeah, that morning.
So you were dealing with
when you get personal on a social media, like when you attack somebody personally, it's not cool. It just means that you can't take the truth, and when you call somebody names and stuff. So I was a little pissed off, and I just kind of went with a different route of maybe if I don't watch this game, something good will happen. Since I am going for the Rays, and they won. I'm not sure if I'll watch tonight either. I don't know.
Yeah, not really. Game 3.
I'm superstitious.
I guess. I mean, that's what I was doing with the Braves-Dodgers series. Yeah, so, in the bullpen for the Rays held on to the game. They looked solid. They did what I think everybody anticipated them doing, kind of shutting the Dodgers down a little bit, although they did, chip away and made it, I think, a 6-4 final. I think tonight, Game 3, this is a big one. And you've got 2 guys.
This is the turning point.
Yeah, you got 2 guys that have pitched in the postseason, have pitched in big games. I know Buehler hasn't been in the league all that long, but I mean, through at Vanderbilt, pitched in a lot of big games and College World Series stage, and in the postseason in the big leagues also. So that's not new to him or Morton, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I think both need to, it's just going to be a duel. One's going to have to outduel the other.
Yeah, and I hope it's Morty.
Is it also because he has ties to the Astros?
No, that has nothing to do with it. His story is just good. Here's a guy that was throwing like 80, 88 to 90, 91, and then all of a sudden he changes all his mechanics and does this stuff. You look at him and you put him side by side with Roy Halladay, they almost look identical. And that's who he was trying to pitch like and do stuff like. And now he's throwing 95, 96 with a nasty curveball and good movement. So, I mean, and Buehler's just one of those young guns that throws Ched with a nasty curveball. But I think the Rays can hit a little better than the Braves did off Buehler. So he's going to have to mix it in more, not just the fastball's probably not going to get it done. But I could be wrong, But I just feel like the Rays are more of a fastball hitting team than the Braves were.
Yeah, I think the other interesting thing, too, is even going beyond this, you've got two lefties after Buehler with Urias and Kershaw probably coming back. At some of the numbers, it looks like the Rays kind of struggled with some lefties throughout the year. So we'll see if that matchup, helps the Dodgers. And I think having a day off yesterday helps, obviously, both teams, but specifically the Dodgers. I mean, their bullpen's been working an awful lot the last week, and definitely going to benefit them. And they're going to have a day off Monday as well if we get there. So, it's all hands on. And I had another interesting question from a buddy today talking about what did the Dodgers do Game 6? Do you bring back Buehler on 3 days rest, or do you hold out to a Game 7 if necessary? And I don't know. I thought that was a tough situation. I don't know. In my opinion, I would wait till Game 7.
Yeah.
Because if you lose Game 6 and he's not good on 3 days rest, you got nothing going in Game 7.
Yeah.
You've got Game 2 at best going into Game 7. So I don't know. I thought that was an interesting question. We'll have to just wait and see what they do. And obviously, if they win a couple games, maybe they will save them for, or who knows? Who knows how they do it?
Yeah.
I also thought it'd be great to see Kershaw pitching, with an opportunity to win the World Series too. So, that would be pretty interesting. I think we're going to go ahead and stick with our Game 7s with the Rays.
Yeah, I am.
No change?
Can't change now.
We're going to do something also a little different. We haven't done this before. We had a couple people we put out on social media that we wanted to talk to some of the audience. And we're going to have a few people jump on and call. I don't know how much time, if we have time for what we said we'd have time for, but we're going to try to get a few on. So hold tight. We're going to get a couple of audience members to call into the podcast and talk a little baseball, maybe some World Series, kind of whatever they want to get into. So hold on just a minute, and we're going to get some phone calls here. All right, on the phone here, our first fan phone call of the podcast is Daniel. Daniel, how you doing?
Hey, doing good, guys. How we doing over there?
Doing well, man.
I'd be better after a win tonight by the Rays.
Daniel, you got a specific team you try to stay with?
Oh yeah, I'm a very depressed at the moment Atlanta Braves fan.
Oh, I'm with you.
That was a rough way to go out there with that Bellinger bomb there at the end of Game 7.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, there was a couple moments in that game we've talked about that could have gone differently. Who knows what would have happened? That base running mistake still haunts me.
I still think Freeman's homer, if it doesn't get robbed and it's out, it's over.
Mookie was the difference in the series as a whole. I mean, I feel like he robbed like 6 homers.
Yeah, Game 6, Game 7, he had 2 of them, right? 1.
Yeah, I think he robbed like 3, and then I mean, you look at what what he did defensively and what Corey Seager did offensively, it's pretty nuts.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I kept saying, can Corey Seager even drive yet? The dude looks like he's 14.
And he's been around a while.
Well,
I know.
He's also 6'4", 220.
Yeah,
he's a big dude.
Yeah, I'm a little scared of. I was literally scared every time he came to play.
Yeah, no, he's been impressive. He's had a really, really, really legit postseason. And I mean, was it game 1 went yard or game 2 hit another home run? So he's on fire right now, seeing the ball big, as we say.
Yeah, seriously.
You got a team going forward. Are you even watching, or now that your Braves are out?
I have not watched a minute of it. I'm sure if it stays a good series, I might tune in. But like I said, I'm a bit depressed at the moment.
I feel that pain, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're gonna go with the Rays. If you had to pick a team, it's got to be the Rays.
No, normally I would say side with the team that beat you, so you could at least say you lost to the best. But being surrounded by Giants and Dodgers fans, I don't know. I just don't want them to win.
What is it about Dodger fans that kind of gets you?
They're just the worst.
Okay.
Did you happen to listen to the last episode?
I don't think I'm done with it yet.
Okay. Did you? Yeah, I think it was about halfway. I don't even know when we got into that part, but yeah, Chad had some choice. Not even bad words, just an honest opinion and his take on Dodger fans, and I think he tends to agree with you. Yeah. What else you got? You got anything baseball wise? Then, if you're not watching the World Series, we can get into.
Yeah, I was curious. For what do you guys think? Where do you think the 2020 MVPs are going to go? And I got to be honest. Any other answer besides Freddie Freeman is just wrong. I mean, it has to be Freddie, right?
I would agree with you on that. With 100% in the National League, Freddie Freeman should be the MVP.
Who were the final name? I know Betts was in there.
I don't know. The ones that they had on was Freddie Freeman, Machado, Tatis, Juan Soto, and Marcelo Zuna. That's the ones I have here, the top 5.
Yeah, I mean it's Freddie Freeman. What I had his numbers here.
341,
13 bombs, 53 ribs.
Yeah.
462 OPS, 6. Yeah, I mean 73 hits. It's pretty crazy. 341 is ridiculous.
I mean, he was first and second in almost every offensive category.
Well, and I think if the Braves don't have him, they don't get where they get.
No.
Yeah, it's also pretty crazy that Marcelo Azuna's name even appears on that list too, from the same team.
Now being a Braves fan, so are you on? I mean, they got to go re-sign him, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing: if the National League keeps the DH, then you got to do everything you can to re-sign Ozuna.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think they should keep the
DH. He's a pretty terrible defender, so I don't know what we do with him without the DH.
Yeah, I think there's some other pieces too. I think they need to go look at some starting pitching, maybe another bullpen piece, but he's got to stay. If they can keep him, they need to keep him.
I agree.
Go ahead.
I think every team's trying to trying to go after Trevor Bauer, but I mean, if they could get a guy like that and then bring Mike Soroka back healthy next year, I don't think the Dodgers stand a chance.
That's what's up. I like that answer.
Yeah. I don't know about the Trevor Bauer thing. I don't know if he's the type of guy that's going to go where the most money is.
Well, he claims to be just doing 1-year deals for the rest of his
career. Oh, yeah. Yes, I remember seeing that. So why wouldn't he go to like the Dodgers for 1 year since they have all the pieces, or go somewhere for 1 year that with a contender? Maybe he's going to do that. Like, who's the next contender? I'm going to go with them, which the Braves could be.
And if you can,
but they do need some more in their lineup. They really do. Like we talked about last episode, for a while there, when your 4-hitter
was Darno.
Darno. I'm nothing against him. He had a great postseason, but after 1 through 3, if those guys aren't on base, it was really tough for 4 through 9 to get something going.
They took a hit in the playoffs after Adam Duvall got hurt.
Yeah,
he was like top 5 in homers in the National League.
Yeah,
that was a big blow, and honestly, he finished the season pretty hot.
Yeah, for sure.
He had a couple weeks in there where he was just smashing.
I think the offense as a whole was like number 2 in runs scored next to the Dodgers. So.
Yeah, no, they had a great year, and I'm not taking away from that. I just thought when you get in the postseason and down to it,
that might have been the difference. Yeah, that might have been the difference. And they, like we
because
talked
the pitching
about.
can hang.
Yeah, the
I
Dodgers.
wasn't worried about the pitching. I was worried about after Freeman or after Ozuna because you don't have anybody behind them.
Yeah, that's funny because I was worried about the pitching, man. Those rookies didn't figure it out until like 2 weeks before the playoffs started.
Yeah, and they got on a roll. That's crazy how that happens, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian Anderson looks like a future star. So
Yeah,
hopefully that continues next year.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot to build on from that. And as a team and an organization, they got to be stoked to be where they were. And, being a game away, it sucks to blow a 3-1 lead, but, the future looks good. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you had told me it was going to a Game 7 and it was going to be a 1-run game before the series started, I'd have been okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's a solid fan right there. I love it.
Yeah.
And you look at the MVP stuff on the American League, or do you not care?
I feel like it probably is going to go to Jose Abreu, but I wonder if it was a longer season if Shane Bieber wouldn't sneak into that conversation.
Yeah, it's not often
they have him on there now.
Yeah, he is on the list. I just think you look at Abreu, his numbers were insane.
Yeah.
For 60 games. I think he led the American League in hits.
60 RBIs.
Yeah, and he had the most hits.
Yeah, that's great.
76.
Yeah. No, it was an interesting season, that's for sure. I think, were you one of the fans that was like, I'm excited to have baseball back, or?
Oh, 100%, dude. After no sports for so long, I didn't care that there was no fans. I didn't care anything. I was watching, especially, I work at a school. I was home most of the summer. I was watching every game no matter what. I was just glad to have it.
No, that's awesome, dude. Awesome. Well, Daniel, thanks for hitting us up or joining us on the podcast. Our first fan call.
I like it. I got to give a shout out since you guys talk a lot of high school baseballs. I got to say, go Fresno Christian Eagles.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
And Noah Hines, the head baseball coach over there.
Yep, Noah Hines. They've got I think he's got one D6 title under him, and hoping to build to that. So
nice. Well, dude, I appreciate you joining us, and we'll do this again. Be on the lookout. We post it again, and you come talk to us again.
Yeah, sounds good. Have a good one, guys.
All right, Daniel. We got another phone call here today. Podcast episode number 80. This is Jeff. And Jeff, thanks for being our second fan call of the podcast. Nice. What's going on, man?
Jake. Thanks, Chad. Nice for having me, guys. Thanks.
You got it, buddy. So
this is a first for us, where it's a Dodger fan.
Yeah, so you are a Dodger fan.
I wouldn't have agreed to this, but
how are you feeling so far about the World Series?
I'm feeling pretty good. Game 1 was a nice, good statement game. Game 2 didn't really work out the way they wanted it to, but I feel, confident. They were pretty much in the game for most of the last third of the game. So, it made it exciting, kind of pressed them a little bit, made them make some decisions that I think might benefit the Dodgers later. So, I feel pretty good, having Buehler on the mound tonight and then Urias the next game and then Kershaw after that. You got to feel good about that for sure.
Yeah, no, they've pitched well in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Were you on the fence about, because I saw after game 2, like people, Dodger fans, we just talked about it a minute ago, kind of complaining about the way they set the rotation up for Tuesday, and I don't know how you felt about that being a fan. I'd also seen some people say, hey, they don't have any pitchers rested. They didn't really have much of a choice. Where were you on that?
They already announced that Buehler was going to start game 3, so I already expected either May or Gonsolin to start that game. So I really don't feel like I should question that, because I'm be honest, I'm not like a baseball player or anything like that. The last time I played baseball when I was in Little League, so I'm pretty much a fan from the outside looking in. I'm more of a numbers guy too, but them using that information on top of the fact that they are baseball people and can make those decisions, that I'm not going to second guess that or anything like that. So,
no, I agree. Now, are you going to take the Dodgers? And I think, what are you thinking? 5, 6, 7?
It could be 5, it could be 7. I really don't know which way it's going to go, to be completely honest.
I want
a good series, so like that's I'm a Dodgers fan, but I'm a baseball fan as well. And as long as it's a good, clean series, that's all I really care about. And having the Dodgers win would be great. I'm looking forward to seeing it get. I mean, if they do win, kind of get downplayed by a lot of fans out there because it'd be nice to see some new material every once in a while because I've been hearing the same exact thing about the Dodgers for about 10 years now. So it'll be nice to see.
I think the biggest one will be if they win that. We know they can win an 80-game season. Something like that, or there should be an asterisk next to this.
It's going to happen.
Well, my take on it is that MLB is recognizing it, so I'm not going to.
Well, the other thing is that no team had any control of how this season was going to play out. So to go that route, it's kind of low. It's kind of a low blow. Sure. But I do see where people would do it, and I do get it. I don't agree with it, but
you said you would have to question a little bit.
I said it's fair to question it.
Yeah,
it's fair to you
absolutely
because it is true. They're 100 games shy of playing a full season.
Yeah,
so it is fair to question it. But what I'm saying is that none of the teams had control of how the season played out and how many games they were going to play and how the postseason was going to work. They just had to come show up and play. That's their job.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like seeing the hypocrisy about how, like it was either if it's Padres fans or whoever saying that, it's a big deal for us to make the playoffs, but then turn around and say that, they're going to undermine if they go on and win the championship, say it's not valid. So I don't like seeing that, but whatever. It is what it is. I can live with it.
Now, being a Dodger fan, would you like to see the Astros and Dodgers in the World Series?
Absolutely not.
I had to ask. So why? What's your beef?
Because the Astros would beat them on level playing field.
There's a lot of baggage there. I would feel way more nervous about playing the Astros than I am honestly about playing the Rays. But it'd be nice to punch them in the face if we got the chance. But I mean, I'm glad they got knocked out. I wish they didn't even make the playoffs, to be completely honest. That would have been better for me, but, they did. They're a great team, and it's unfortunate that they did what they did. And I know, whatever your feelings on it, I mean, I would just kind of parrot what they say. The commissioner made the report, so.
That's might be the best answer I've had from anybody.
Especially from a Dodger fan.
Yeah, that I've talked to about that issue. That was a legit answer. Well, good deal. Yeah, so Dodgers, you just don't care. Dodgers whenever, World Series champs.
I think tonight's the deciding factor. If this game, because Morton is just as good. So
absolutely.
I think if the Rays win tonight, it's their best chance to win the World Series. If Buehler and the Dodgers, if they win, it's probably done. Early.
I would think so. And again, the
lefty thing
with the lefties 5 and 6 or 4 and 5. I mean, but again, can Kershaw bring that same performance? Which I think he can.
I think as a legit fan, should believe in him no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. He has has had issues in the postseason, and you can say whatever you want to say about that, but I wouldn't want to have anybody else on the mound in a game in the World Series than Clayton Kershaw, because he's shown that he is one of the best pitchers of our generation, and how could you not trust that as a Dodger fan, or not want him out there if you're a real true Dodger fan? Why would you not want him out there in the World Series? Doesn't make any sense.
No, I agree. So.
He's just a dog too. He wants the ball, and he wants to win for the Dodgers and the city and more than anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I would be happy for him if they got it done. I think a lot of people might be.
He's the only guy I would be happy for.
Really, I feel that any baseball fan should be happy for Clayton Kershaw to win a World Series.
Yeah, I would even be happy for Roberts too to finally get the monkey off his back, and all the besides New York, like we talked about, LA is probably the most scrutinized as a manager in the game of baseball. I mean, look what they did to Mattingly. He was a great manager. If you look at it, he was a great manager. It's just that LA, it got to him.
that was when it was big lamb LA too. I mean, they had all the superstars at that point, managing all those players and doing what they did. I mean, they came up short a whole bunch of times, but I mean, still, it's a tough job to do, and I think Roberts was a great job of it as well. So
yeah,
you know.
And that's why it's hard to question. He doesn't want to lose. You know, he's not trying to make moves to lose games, and I think that's where it sucks when people try to question what he does. It's like we don't have the information he has. We don't know how that pitcher's feeling in between innings. We don't know the pitch counts and the charts he has from the last 5 starts, or we don't have all that information. And as a fan, especially you as a Dodgers fan, you kind of just have to like trust the process of the team and hope that they make the right decisions, because on paper it might say bring Kenley Jansen in, but in reality the Tampa Bay Rays might want that, or you know what I mean? It's baseball. Every game's different. Every hitter and player's different. And
kind of lean on this.
It's almost like a luck, like
kind
of thing.
I thought in Game 7 with the Braves, to me it was just obvious, like they have nothing for him.
No, you're right. He had to finish it up.
I just felt like you kind of stay with the hot
that felt
hand.
like a baseball move.
Right.
That didn't feel like a numbers move. That felt like a baseball move, and that's what I trust those guys to do, because I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not going to sit here and say I know baseball and I know when a pitcher needs to come out of the game, because I don't. So I'm not going to sit there and second guess those questions, those moves or anything like that, because why would I? I don't have that information that they have to make those types of moves, or to know those players and know when they need to make those moves. So yeah, that's the way I see it.
Well, I'm glad. This is I will say this. You are a legit fan of baseball and a legit Dodger fan that sees perspective in all aspects of the game. So I appreciate that.
I'm not going to let like some kind of allegiance cloud my judgment on things and stuff, because I want everybody to know that there are fans like that out there that are Dodger fans that have kind of a level head about this type of stuff. So,
Well,
I appreciate it more than anybody. I'll tell you that much.
For sure. Good.
Well, dude, I appreciate you spending a couple minutes with us. We'll have to do this again with more fans too, but good luck to the Dodgers moving forward, as much as that pains me to say.
Kind of. Yeah.
Thanks for hopping on with us.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys. Hit or die. Go Dodgers.
Thanks, bro.
Like.
So yeah, that was kind of new. We started a little late, so we won't be able to get any more. If you hit us up, I haven't even checked to see if any other fans hit us up. We kind of rushed this, but we want to do it again. So if you want to jump on, we'll post it again at another time, maybe in the next few weeks or when the World Series is over, and we can try it again with some more audience members. That was kind of a trial, and I thought it was cool. It was good to get some feedback.
It was nice to hear like a legitimate Dodgers fan, that.
Were you surprised?
Yeah, I was. Because, that's what sucks about some fans. They ruin it for everybody. They ruin the perception for everybody as well. Like I thought all Dodgers fans were just.
I also said that I don't want to lump certain into others, because I know a lot of them that are like that. Most of the ones I know are like that. I did get some texts of,
they were mad what I said.
Not so much about that, but I did get some that said congratulations, the Braves, and it was 3-1 and the series wasn't over, and so it did happen. But I think the majority are along those lines. But I don't know, and I do think that there's probably worse fans. Yeah, I think the Yankees that's got to be a tough environment to play in.
Boston.
Absolutely.
Chicago.
I do think there's a difference in, you brought up a good point earlier about Bochy. I don't remember seeing a lot of Giants fans. Well, they won, though, so maybe that's why. But I don't remember seeing a lot of questioning going on into things that they would do.
Yeah.
But again, they also won all the World Series that they went to the last 3.
Well, in the last decade, I mean, I don't know how far you can go back. 3 and 5 years it's probably been done before, but
the Yankees won 3 in a row.
So
99, 2000, 2000, or 98, 99, 2000. I don't remember. They won 3 in a row, and I think they won another in like 96. And They had a handful.
So I mean, just in 5 years to win 3 is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and I think the last one was in 2002. They lost to the Angels.
Yep.
So it'd been a while, but I'm just saying maybe that's why you never heard that from the Giants side, is because they won. There's nothing. What are you going to say?
Yeah,
you're champions. So yeah, that was actually fun. Again, we'll try to do that again when the World Series is over. So if you see it out there, and we'll also do a better job of giving a heads up.
Next time.
Not 45 minutes before we start recording. And we have some solid guests again lined up the next couple weeks. Looking forward to that. Another one affiliated with the Dodgers organization, hopefully next week. And then you know what? I know we're hit or die majority baseball, but the Dogs home openers tomorrow against Hawaii. So we get to see.
Will we get to see it?
I think it's going to be on 24. I thought I saw on
Are
Twitter.
Are they going to really? That's good. They should do that.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be on TV.
As a home network, they should freaking do that.
I hope so. I thought I saw that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I saw that. Tonight you got Game 3 of the World Series. But again, the Dogs football home opener is tomorrow, is Saturday. So hopefully we can get the W there. And again, check out the podcast on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, Google Podcasts. It's all over the place. iHeartRadio app. Subscribe here on YouTube and go back and check out some other episodes. I think we're also going to do a playback episode to go check out. So again, we appreciate all the support, and that's episode 80 of the Hit or Die podcast.
Hit or Die.